Have you ever wondered how much strength it takes to smile when you're on the brink of despair? It's a question that resonates with many of us, a testament to the silent, often invisible battles we wage within ourselves. A war fought not on a battlefield of dirt and dust, but within the confines of our minds. A war against an enemy as elusive as it is relentless, our own thoughts. Today we delve into the life of a man, a warrior of this unseen realm. A man who, despite his struggles, embraces each day with a smile that conceals more than it reveals. He is a testament to the resilience of the human spirit, a beacon of positivity amidst a storm of adversity. This man, who we'll journey with today, was once a thriving professional. His life was a well-oiled machine, each cog turning in perfect sync with the other. But then, as is often the case, life threw a wrench into the works. He lost his job, a casualty of unpredictable circumstances, and so began his descent into a whirlpool of uncertainty and self-doubt. He filled out applications, 70 in number, for jobs he was overqualified for, but each one was met with rejection, a door slammed shut in his face. The man who once held his head high was now bowed under the weight of relentless disappointment. Yet he remained undeterred, his spirit unbroken. His struggles were his own, a silent war that he fought every day. But to the world, he appeared undaunted. His smile never wavered, his optimism never dimmed. He was the embodiment of positivity, a facade he wore with practiced ease. His battles were his own, a burden unseen by those around him. Yet his story is not unique. It resonates with countless others who wage their own invisible battles every day. Those who smile through their pain, who bear their burdens with quiet strength. Those who, despite their struggles, continue to hope, to dream, to fight. This man, like many others, carries a burden unseen to the world. Imagine waking up each day to a battle within yourself. Picture the life of a man who once held a job he was proud of, a position that gave him purpose and a sense of worth. Yet one day, the rug was pulled from under him. His job, his security, vanished. Suddenly, he found himself adrift in a sea of uncertainty, his identity shaken, his self-esteem bruised. This wasn't just a job loss. It was a life-altering event that plunged him into a whirlpool of stress, doubts, and fear. The job that once defined him was gone, and with it, a part of his identity. He was left grappling with a void that seemed to grow deeper with each passing day. But he didn't give up. He picked himself up, dusted off his resume, and threw himself into the job market. 70+ applications were filled out meticulously for positions he was more than qualified for. Yet, each application was met with the same response: rejection. It was a constant blow to his confidence, a brutal reminder of his situation. The world seemed to be conspiring against him, and it was a struggle to keep hope alive. Despite this, he tried to keep a positive outlook. He smiled for the world, laughed with friends, and reassured his family that everything would be okay. He wore a mask of optimism, hiding the turmoil that was churning within him. It was a silent struggle, a battle fought behind closed doors, a war waged against his own thoughts. Yet there was a strength in his resilience, a power in his determination. He was fighting, not just for a job, but for his sense of self, for his identity. He was battling the demons of doubt, fear, and insecurity that threatened to consume him. Despite the storm raging within him, he chose to show the world a brave face. His story is a testament to the human spirit, a reminder that even in the face of adversity, there is a strength within us that can help us weather the storm, but sometimes that strength needs help, needs support to truly shine through. Sometimes the most cheerful faces hide the deepest sorrows. This man, who had been dealt one blow after another, chose to wear a mask of positivity. Now, you might wonder, why would he do that? Well, he believed in the power of positivity, in the strength of a smile. He wanted to be a beacon of hope for others, even when his own light was flickering. But let's delve a bit deeper into this. The decision to maintain a positive outlook wasn't an easy one. It was like walking a tightrope, with despair on one side and hope on the other. It required constant effort, a constant battle against the negative thoughts that kept creeping in. The smile, though warm and bright, was often strained. It was his armor, his shield against the world. It was his way of saying, "I'm okay," even when he was far from it. But like any armor, it was heavy, and at times unbearably so. This mask of positivity, while admirable, had its drawbacks. It created a facade, an illusion of happiness that often hid his true feelings. His struggles were invisible to the world, buried under a blanket of optimism. This in turn led to a sense of isolation. He felt alone in his battle, adrift in a sea of his own turmoil. Every laugh, every joke, every positive affirmation was a battle cry against the demons of his mind. But beneath the laughter, beneath the jokes, beneath the positive affirmations, there was a man who was hurting, a man who was struggling, a man who was fighting a battle that no one else could see. Maintaining this facade was a Herculean task. It was like trying to hold back a flood with a single sandbag. It was exhausting, it was draining, but he did it, day in and day out, because he believed in the power of positivity. He believed that his smile could light up someone else's world, even when his own was shrouded in darkness. Underneath the sunny disposition, a tempest was brewing. Despite everything, he held on, clinging to his mask of positivity, because he believed that storms don't last forever. And after every storm, there's always a rainbow. When the storm becomes too much to bear, where can one turn to? Imagine a man, not unlike anyone you might pass on the street. He's lost his job, submitted over 70 applications, and faced rejection after rejection. He's stressed, overwhelmed, and under a pressure that's invisible to the world around him. Yet, he persists, wearing a mask of positivity to hide the turmoil within. This man's story, unfortunately, isn't unique. It's a silent struggle many grapple with every day, the struggle of depression. Depression isn't just feeling down or having a bad day. It's a serious medical condition that affects one's thoughts, feelings, and actions. It's a storm that never seems to pass, a darkness that seems unending. But remember, there's always a way out of the storm. In the midst of this storm, it's crucial to remember the importance of seeking help. Reaching out to others isn't a sign of defeat. It's an act of courage. It's admitting that you're human, that you're experiencing something difficult, and that you can't face it alone. Seeking help can take many forms. It could mean reaching out to a trusted friend or family member, sharing your struggles, and allowing them to provide support and understanding. It could mean seeking professional help from a therapist or psychiatrist, who can provide treatments and tools to manage depression. It can also mean joining a support group, where you can share experiences and coping strategies with others who understand what you're going through. There are numerous resources available for those struggling with mental health issues. From national hotlines like the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline and Crisis Text Line to local community mental health centers, help is just a call or text away. There are also numerous online resources and forums where you can find information, support, and a community of people who understand your struggle. Reaching out has numerous benefits. It lessens the feelings of isolation and loneliness that often accompany depression. It provides a safe space to express your feelings and fears without judgment. It allows you to gain perspective, to hear that you're not alone, and to learn from the experiences and coping mechanisms of others. Remember our man, the one with the 70+ job applications? His story doesn't have to end in despair. With the right support and resources, he can navigate his way out of the storm. He can learn to manage his depression, to replace the mask of positivity with genuine hope and happiness. His journey isn't easy, but it's worth it, and so is yours. Reaching out isn't a sign of weakness, it's a step towards healing. It's a beacon of hope in the storm, a lifeline in the darkness. Remember, you're not alone, and you don't have to face this battle by yourself. Reach out, seek help, and take that first step towards healing. Healing is not a destination, but a journey. Imagine a man, once burdened by the weight of his own world, now taking the first steps towards a brighter future. His journey to healing wasn't immediate. It didn't happen overnight, but it began with a single crucial step: admitting the struggle, confronting the pain that he had so skillfully hidden behind a mask of positivity. He started by opening up to his family. It was difficult, uncomfortable even, but it was the first time he allowed himself to be seen, truly seen, in all his vulnerability. Their reactions varied: shock, sorrow, confusion, but they were there, standing by his side, offering their unwavering support. He also reached out to his friends. Some were surprised, unable to comprehend his internal struggle, while others shared their own experiences, creating bonds stronger than ever before. They reminded him that he wasn't alone, that everyone has their own battles to fight, their own mountains to climb. Professional help was sought too. Therapists, counselors, and support groups became a part of his routine. They provided him with tools to navigate his mental health, strategies to cope with his stress, and a safe space to express his feelings. He learned about the importance of self-care. It wasn't about grand gestures or elaborate rituals, but rather about acknowledging his own needs and prioritizing them. Simple acts like reading a book, taking a walk, or even enjoying a quiet cup of coffee became acts of self-love and healing. He started to practice mindfulness, to live in the present moment instead of dwelling on the past or worrying about the future. It wasn't always easy, but it brought a sense of peace he hadn't felt in a long time. He began to exercise, to eat healthier, to sleep better. He understood the intricate connection between physical health and mental well-being. He started to forgive himself, to let go of the guilt and shame that had been weighing him down. He learned to accept his past, his mistakes, his failures, and to see them not as defining him, but as shaping him into the person he is today. But perhaps most importantly, he found strength in connection, in community, in the shared human experience. He discovered that it's okay to lean on others, to ask for help, to admit that you're not okay. He found comfort in knowing that he wasn't alone, that there were people who cared about him, who wanted to see him thrive. In his journey, he found strength not just in himself, but in the connections he forged. Healing is indeed a journey, a winding road filled with ups and downs, but it's a journey worth taking. For in this journey, he found not just healing, but hope, love, resilience, and a renewed sense of purpose. In his journey, he found strength not just in himself, but in the connections he forged. In every story of struggle, there is a beacon of hope. Just as our man, weighted down by the pressures of life, felt the pangs of despair, he found that very beacon. It didn't appear as a blinding light, but as a gentle glimmer. It was the hand of a friend reaching out to him in his darkest hour. 70+ applications, countless rejections, and a seemingly endless string of bad days had brought him to the brink. But it was this moment, this simple act of empathy, that pulled him back. It reminded him that he was not alone in his struggle, that his burden did not have to be shouldered in solitude. The path to recovery was not easy. It was filled with twists and turns, full of hurdles and setbacks. But each step forward, however small, was a testament to the indomitable strength of the human spirit. He sought help, and in doing so, he learned to navigate the labyrinth of his own mind. He found solace in sharing his fears and anxieties, in unburdening his soul. He discovered the healing power of words, the catharsis of expression. Slowly, he began to see the world in a different light. The darkness that once consumed him started to recede, replaced by the warm glow of hope. There were days when he faltered, when the weight of his past threatened to drag him back into the depths. But each time he remembered the beacon. He remembered the hand that had reached out to him when he was drowning, the voice that had asked him if he was okay. He remembered that he was not alone, that his struggle was shared, his pain understood. This is not just a story of a man overcoming adversity. It's a story of resilience, of the power of empathy and understanding. It's a story that serves as a reminder that it's okay to not be okay, that it's okay to ask for help. It's a story that shows us that even in our darkest hour, there is always a beacon of hope. Our man, once lost in the shadows, now stands tall. He has emerged from his struggle with a newfound strength, a renewed sense of purpose. His journey has not been easy, but it has been worth it. He has proven that no matter how formidable the adversary, the human spirit is always stronger. He has found his beacon of hope, and in doing so, has become a beacon for others. He has shown that it is possible to rise from the depths of despair, to find light in the darkness. He has shown that the power of human resilience is limitless, that the capacity for change is inherent in us all. In the heart of despair, hope grows, a testament to the resilience of the human spirit. If you or anyone you know needs mental health treatment, please look in the description below for numbers and websites that can help. The hardest step forward is the first step.